Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Medicaid cuts and cutting through the rhetoric. The Congressional Budget Office has released its projections about the impacts of the Senate version of the Trump agenda. The numbers are relatively simple, but the talking points and rhetoric aren't. So, we're going to dive into the numbers and then talk about the rhetoric and excuses for the numbers. Okay, the legislation would cut Medicaid, Medicare, and the ACA by $1.1 trillion. Almost all of that is coming out of Medicaid. The CBO also determined that by 2034, 11.8 million people would lose their health insurance. Almost 12 million people who need help will lose their health insurance. So the rich can get massive tax cuts and the middle class can be given crumbs and told to be thankful for it. $325 billion of that money will come from creating additional bureaucracy and requiring constant tracking of people receiving Medicaid in hopes that they misfile so they can be booted off the program. People will have to show they spend 20 hours a week in work or school. The House package had a similar provision, but the Senate version extends the requirement to more people. Okay, so what about the almost 12 million people? A Republican talking point is that it's just throwing immigrants who shouldn't be entitled to health care off of it. The short version is, that's a lie. The CBO ran the numbers on that as well. About 1 out of 10 of those set to lose their health care don't have, quote, verified citizenship, nationality, or satisfactory immigration status. Verified is an important term. Just like the work requirements, a paperwork failure or an error in record keeping could end up bouncing someone. But even if 100% of those who don't have the proper stuff on record are actually out of status, it's only about 1 out of 10. The other 9? Oh, they're just Americans tossed to the side to make sure the rich get a bigger piece of the pie. Another excuse is that it's stopping trans surgeries. Okay, so let's just say that every single trans surgery in the U.S. was covered by Medicaid. I know, some people are starting to write how some states don't allow coverage. It doesn't matter. Give them all of them. All of the estimated 13,000 or so surgeries per year. Do I need to go further? 13,000, 11.8 million. They really have y'all drastically overestimating the prevalence of some things. By that, I mean they've literally got you signing away your health care because they taught you to hate a group of people. The people being booted was a huge part of Republican Senator Thom Tillis opposing the legislation. He said, quote, what do I tell 663,000 people in 2 years, 3 years, when President Trump breaks his promise by pushing them off of Medicaid because the funding's not there anymore, guys? There's another question that all Republican voters should be asking themselves. What are you going to tell your neighbors when they lose their health care? What are you going to tell your kids when their economic future is ruined? You really wanted that billionaire to have a little bit more money? Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.